So what makes a banana and its curve important for your life? Well, while you wait in the reception area there today, I'm going to teach you a little bit about the proper curves, which is called the arc of life in your neck. Your spine is supposed to have certain curves in order for it to function properly. And today we're going to learn about what curve, especially the one in your neck, that's supposed to be sending messages from the brain that sits on top of your spine down through the spinal cord. So we're going to really focus on this area today as I talk about the arc of life. Okay, so follow with me here, and as we go through, we're going to actually review some films, some x-rays of the proper arc and people who have lost that arc. Hopefully sitting there and in the reception area today, you have a great, beautiful banana-shaped curve in your neck. And if you don't, I'm sure your chiropractor will share with you ways that you can get that curve back in your spine. So let's start with what normal is, okay? Normal curve is supposed to be 30 to 33 degrees in arc. That top angle is supposed to be 30 to 33 degrees. Well, what area of the spine that is, if you come over here, you can see this is the top two bones in your neck. That's at the top part of your spine. It's called the atlas and axis. And this is actually the area in which that spine sits. So that's the base of your skull, right at the back of your head. And you might want to feel back there. And then this second bone sticks out, and that's that little protrusion in the back of your neck. So you go ahead and feel it. It's really interesting. And the back of the skull is where some of you might get headaches or sinus problems and things like that. But this is the area where your chiropractor adjusts you. And that's where you get your neck adjusted and put into the right alignment. Now remember, that spinal cord that comes through the body sends millions of messages through the spine. And you can see as it comes through, it's supposed to be in that C-shaped curve. You might be able to see it like a telephone wire. Millions of messages get sent through from the brain to the rest of the body. And it controls all the cells, tissues, and organs in your body, if you recall. So what happens is, if that top part of your neck loses its curve and actually straightens out, which can happen, what occurs is it causes pressure to build up, which we call a subluxation or a misalignment at the top part of your spine. And you might be able to see, actually, you can see my eye through here, as we turn it, it actually kinks the top part of your spine. It happens painlessly, which is quite scary. You might not know you have this misalignment up here. Oftentimes, that actually can happen for years before you actually get a symptom that you're aware of. That's why it's wonderful that you're at your chiropractor, and make sure you keep getting adjusted. So here, this base of your skull, like the millions of messages of a wire or a telephone cord, is like if I was talking to you like this, and if I kink this area, it's like me talking to you like this. You can hear me, but it's very difficult to hear me. The adjustment takes away the miscommunication of energy, or what we call a subluxation, and realigns the vertebra into the proper position. It's amazing. And that's why you feel that rush of energy and flow. Let me share with you a concept called forward head posture. Your head is a 14-pound bowling ball. It is that much for most of us. Some a little lighter than others, possibly. So this upper part of your spine could have a forward head posture. So instead of the arc of life, your head starts to go forward. There's an interesting study they did that said for every inch of forward head posture, you have another 10 pounds of pressure collapsing on your spine, causing all of that arthritis and degeneration. So our philosophy is, through chiropractic, is to keep that beautiful arc into your neck. Well, some of you say, I've never had that beautiful arc. Some of you may not have. But you know what? Chiropractic can get that arc back in your spine. Some of you noticed that maybe you were hunched when you came into the office because of your work or possibly old traumas, car accidents like whiplash injuries. But now you're noticing that your body is now upright, your shoulders are further back, and you look more aligned. That's what chiropractic is doing for you right now. So let's go back to the idea that the beautiful banana-shaped curve that's supposed to come from your spine is actually in a proper position. We're actually going to show you some x-rays that actually have lost their normal curve. People have come into the office and actually regained their spine. We're going to start with one. This young lady came in. She was about 39 years old, and she had a negative 10-degree angle of that 33-degree angle. So she was greatly reduced, and she had many health challenges: immune system, thyroid challenges, headaches, asthma. She was on medications for psychotropic issues, for emotional challenges, many challenges, not to mention, of course, neck pain and headaches. So what we did after 9 months of adjustment, so it did take a time because it didn't happen overnight. It took years for her to get this way. We actually went to as you can see, a 14-degree angle, from a -10 to a +14. That's a 24-degree improvement. And some of you might have gone to your medical doctor, your orthopedic, and they actually said that, you know what, you can't change your spine. Once it's this way, whether it has arthritis or it's twisted, it needs to stay that way. It's not going to change. What do you expect, Mary? You're old. I don't like that philosophy. You know, age is not necessarily a direct correlation to how healthy you are. How many of you have friends that are actually younger in energy than some people who are 10, 20, 30 years older than them are actually younger than the ones that are, you know, younger in age? So age is not a good indication, and we do not accept that as an excuse. So don't let that be a settle. Now let's look here at the next set that actually shows a younger person, 29-year-old young gal, who has a 5-degree angle, and you can see how the spine is reversing in the opposite way. So if you're supposed to have a banana curve, it's supposed to be the arc of life. You could imagine that when we made the changes after only 3 months of 3 times a week, about 36 visits, we were all able to get a 21-degree angle, which is a 16-degree improvement. And the arc of life came back. This young gal used to have massive headaches and had terrible sinus issues. After the adjustments and after getting her curve or her arc of life back, she was amazingly healthy, and now she still comes for once-a-week adjustments and even brings her little girl, who now is about 18 months. So it's really exciting, the changes that we can make. Let's talk about what happens when you lose the normal curve. What actually occurs is Dr. Alfred Brigg actually did the research. He actually won a Nobel Prize for the research. And he said that if you have 5, let me get my spinal cord here, there it is. If you actually stretch that spinal cord any more than 5 to 7 centimeters and it loses its arc or its curve, you are actually going to increase the risk of having a disease. That doesn't mean just pain. That means a disease of your body as a result of the loss of the curve. So you can imagine how important it is to have that banana-like curve in your spine and to make sure all the messages from your brain get through to the rest of the body. Let me give you another example. Let's come over to this actual model here, and you can see the actual curve that comes down from here. This is the top part of your spine, what's called the brain stem. The brain stem, if there's pressure on the brain stem, it will choke off the life energy and squeeze the information from the brain to the rest of the body. We know somebody that happened to. You know, Christopher Reeves. He wasn't flying after he fell off that horse. He fractured the top part of his neck, and it affected his, not just his walking, which a lot of you know, but some of you might not know this, but his breathing was affected as a result of that misalignment at the top part of his neck. So you're telling me, Doc, that by misaligning this area of your spine, it could affect the function of your breath, and your little kids that have asthma could be actually affected? Absolutely. So that top part of your neck and the arc in it is so important for your vitality, your energy, and your actual function. They've actually done a research study in February 2009 that showed respiratory dysfunction actually correlates with that forward head posture. And people who get that curve back, we see it day in and day out, and probably your chiropractor does as well. We see people regaining not just symptom-free lives, but also functioning at a higher potential. So remember, that banana-shaped curve that you want to have in your neck and that arc that you want to get in your spine can be achieved in this office and in all the offices that you're in right now. So our goal is to help you not just regain your symptom-free life, but your energy, your vitality, and your function. So we're really excited about sharing that with you today, and I hope that you spread the word and tell your friends so they're not walking around with a loss of their arc of life. Keep your banana healthy and have a great, great day.